YouTube, it's Khalif. I'm back with another video. Now, I wanted to talk about this video Screw Attack is making about Naruto versus Bleach. And I just want to say, hold on. How could you? How dare you? Like, alright. Just get. Like, bro. You mean to tell me? Now, but again, I love both animes and the manga. But you mean to tell me the Naruto universe, the whole entire Naruto universe, can survive? Not even the whole entire universe. But if you want to say Naruto versus Ichigo, you think Naruto can survive fighting a hybrid? Now, if you don't understand what I mean by hybrid, if you paid attention to the manga and the anime, you understand Ichigo Kurosaki is a Soul Reaper, which is, in terms of definitions, a Grim Reaper, collector of souls. He's a Quincy, a person who was born with special Ryetsu abilities, a gathering Ryetsu, and who's also a hollow. Let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it. Yeah, because, all right. Before, I just wanted to talk about the powers of Naruto. Before I go into the powers of Ichigo. Just so I can show you from unless somebody's who here to compare to somebody up here, but you gotta talk about somebody down here, so then when you talk about somebody that's up there, you can understand why I feel like, yeah, I'm broken about it, because yeah, that's one of the two greatest anime mangas that's ever been there. And like, believe it or not, Bleach was, everybody would know it, Bleach was one of the big three, so like, well, damn, like, what could you really say? But you gotta cut out the like how you feel about it fan-wise. Because I'm not gonna lie, fan-wise, I'm more with Naruto. But actuality-wise, I'm more with Bleach. For the fact of the matter is, okay, let's talk about Naruto and some of his feats. Naruto. Let's talk about the pinnacle. No, not the pinnacle, but all his great pinnacle feats. So, he beat the third Raikage in a battle. Now, it wasn't even now. What's impressive about that thing is that it's occasionally somebody in their village who has the pinnacle of power amongst all their ninja, who's recognized as the strongest ninja, and they just are ultimately just powerful. And Naruto defeated him using nothing but a shadow clones, and in which that is very, very, very impressive. There's other also feats. He went toe to toe with Madara, and when Madara was in I forgot what it was. Six pass form. He was in that form. He's fought and kept up with him with the help of Sasuke. He has done different numerous things, such as the different from all the tail beasts, the different kind of Razengans. He has Bijou by Rasengan. He has multiple Bijou Bijou by Rasengan. He has multiple gigantic Rasengan. He has Rasen Shuriken. Rasen Shuriken can dismantle and rip apart a person's chakra points, ultimately dismantling them or ripping apart a wide range of field. He's in his Nine Tails form. He's able to move faster than the Raikage, who is the only person who is opposed to the Yellow Flash, which is known as the fastest shinobi. I don't want to declare how fast it was, but if it's in the sense of teleportation, then yeah, that's pretty fast. But that's pretty fast, because in teleportation, it's more like it's not, I want to say instant, but it's pretty up there. But he was able to evade him. I wouldn't say he's on Yellow Flash's level. Let me not say that, but in terms of speed, but he does come close. Now, he has another feat where he did also go against the mother of all chakras. He had to get by everybody else time, even for a couple minutes. Even it was said just to be able to do that was a great achievement of feat, because you got to think about it. Somebody mother of chakra, that means she has more vast chakra reserves than all of them and KLBs combined. So to be able to do what he did was pretty amazing. But as far as that, but besides that, then let's talk about another feat. Okay, the Bijou Bomb. So when a tailed beast uses a Bijou Bomb, I don't want to. It's more. You could say it's like a. I don't want to say it's like a nuke, but it can destroy a wide, vast range. I would say up to Now this is purely headcanon. Like, I want to say up to probably a baseball field or something like that, or bigger, probably like a small town. But besides that, ultimately that's the biggest range of attack he has. Now, in terms of strength, yes, he lifted up a rock solid toad sage statue, which, if you look how it's compared to his body, Naruto is a regular. Let's say that he's like 5'10", 6 foot. Let's say he's at 5'10" at the best. Now, if you take into account, he's probably nothing more than 160, 70 pounds. This is all purely headcanon. Now, if he's lifting a thing that's probably purely, I want to say about 30, 40, 100 times the size, and you go into a weight of a regular 170 pound man, 170 pound man, and you double it, that up to be able to exert that much force to lift something like that is, I don't want to give you a number because I don't want to be wrong, but I'm after straight period here, I'm still going to give you a number. He probably lifted it, presumably, I want to say a couple ton. I ain't even going to lie. I would say about 20 ton, give or take. Now, that's all amazing and all. Now, when you go into the feats of Ichigo Kurosaki, this is my point, what I'm trying to show you now. When you go into the other feats. Now, before I even go into that, I don't want nobody to say, oh, there's some other feats, like, okay, how about he trained with Giatti? Okay, that's just simply training. Simply training with somebody who's powerful doesn't mean anything. Simply going into a tailed beast form where you get a strike off or something that's not just your power, yet it is a powerful form, but yet now you can control that form. That's why I had to bring up what he did in this beast form. I don't want to just say, oh, he injured Giatti. Giatti was, cut off guard while training him, and it was just, I don't want to mention that. I don't want you to say, oh, how he fought Orochimaru, because yet again, he's retired points in that, so it's not one of his biggest achievements. But now going back to Ichigo, one of his biggest achievements, he's fought an early on stage of having his power. He's fought and defeated 2 captain levels who, when they state, who are in the soul. So he got to imagine, when they're in the soul society, their power is ultimately released, and they're at their full capacity. And when he was fighting Byakuya, he was able to attain his Bankai, his ultimate release form, which his Bankai in that early state, his power was to be able to increase his fighting ability, overall stats. It's like Dragon Ball, it's like Goku Kaioken. That's the only best way I can say it. Now, I'm not saying it because, I'm not saying that like for people who already know. I'm saying it for people who don't know. But it ultimately raises all his stats, and if you look in the informational book for Bleach, all captain level Soul Reapers have above lightning speed, and when they release their powers, it has a multiplier to it. Now, Ichigo's max speed and velocity is way above lightning level. If you say his straightforward thing is the automatic lightning level, you got to think about how it's beyond. How even in Shikai mode, he was able to fight off a captain, and he already had lightning speed. So when something is doubled or quadrupled, he's above lightning speed. Lightning is no more than 1/3 the speed of light. It's faster than the speed of sound, but it's 1/3 the speed of light, meaning it only has a portion of that speed. Now, if you can increase that, you can ultimately say. I don't want to ultimately just say he is the speed of light. But if you take into account of how his power seems to double and how it's been stated to double and to multiply, then he is just like Soy Fun, and you can say I think her name's Yoshimori. They are above light. They're above lightning speed. That's faster than Kakashi and them can ever go, because that is their speed, their ultimate limit speed. Even Madara's only be stated lightning, where you have characters who are captain level, which is Ichigo, who are above lightning speed. And then he has the multiplier of his holification. He obtained the holification when he had to learn to fight. When he had to fight Grim, when he had to go to the Hekumondo, and he learned he needed to control that power when he fought Grimjo. And he didn't want to be weak while having that power, because it affected him. He could have beat Yami, but he let the other side of him control and affect him. Now he has ultimate control of that, and it's been stated, the more his mask morphs, like the stripes on it, the more strong he's getting. And so he was ultimately able to learn to control that power, where he's able to fight a level 6 C in the Vasto Lordes with them when it goes from 10 through 1. Now the highest person he was able to beat, he beat Grimjo, Zagarakis, and then he had to fight Euqueria. Euqueria had 2 released now. He's way faster than... Now this is where I have to say it's past lightning now. Because for the fact of the matter is, he surpassed Ichigo's double on double power. And to when you have full master of your holification, your power can just consequently, not consequently, but can double. It's just stronger. I'm not saying it just the more you fight with it, the more strong you get during battle. I will not say that. I'm saying just when you have control over it, that's how good it is, and that's how powerful you are, and you can keep that double of power. So since you're in Bankai release form, double, and then the mask double. And then now when he fought Euqueria, he fought somebody who had 2 release forms, who already was sitting there going par with Ichigo and without even release form. And then his first release form, everybody, if you watched it, shit wrecked him, stomped on him, shit on him. Then he did a second one just to show how weak Ichigo is. Massive speed, just massive, just going above. That's why I have to clearly state light speed. Anybody above 4 and up, light speed, because Luqueria is not even the strongest. He would have been powerful, like he stated, if he didn't keep his regenerative abilities. But that's what also kept him in a good fight. But in a sense, let's not go into about Luqueria. Let's just talk about the comparison. Now I got to talk about this form because it's going to be brought up later, and when I'm talking about his Vasto, I don't want to say it's like a Vasto Lordes form. Ichigo ultimately awakened the beast within him. Basically, he seemed like he did die, and then he released a crazy amount of power, where he even went above and beyond Luqueria. And when he released that power, it was now power that was given and gained to him. So when he went back to fight Aizen during a war, he was the only one able to keep up and really damage Aizen. Yeah, Aizen wanted him to be able to do that, but he wasn't going to just give it to him like he said. He needed to push Ichigo, and Ichigo was the only one that was pushing him. And then, so forth and so forth. And then, so you got to think about that's above, and then above is all this lightning, and then you got somebody like Aizen who's just toppling over all these multipliers of people who can multiply their speed past the speed of lightning, probably succeed the speed of light, and all that. I don't want to say they're vastly much stronger, faster than the speed of light, but they're just above that. And then you got Aizen, like I said, he's over here just ripping these guys apart, power, just squishing them. If he got to, just squishing them. And then you got Ichigo over here who's just smacking them around until, he does help Aizen release his power. Now, I don't want to go anywhere past that because I don't want to use the final Getsuga Tensho Ichigo, because that's not a form where it's attainable just by simply powering up. That's something that you have to sacrifice your all into. So I don't want to use that. Now, understand some people would say you don't want to, you can't really, what Screw Attack's probably going to do, you can't, they're not going to bring in a manga, which I feel like it should be, they should allow that, because everything that happened to the manga of Naruto, besides the fillers, was in the anime. They put that in the anime. So I feel like if they're going to do the research, they should ultimately go to research. I heard him bring him up to, I heard Screw Attack say, he has 2 swords though. If they bring up that version Ichigo, then this is the ultimate. This will definitely cross. This will just definitely state Ichigo cannot be beaten by Naruto. For the simple fact is that when Ichigo goes further into getting his strength, he trains with the Zero Squad, the most powerful squad in the whole entirety of Soul Society. Now, I don't want to sit there say they're above Aizen yet again, but I would probably imply they are, but we don't know that for a fact because we never seen them go toe to toe. But for the simple fact is that Ichigo, after training with them, his other biggest feat was he fought with Yamwatch. Yes, he did need help defeating him, and you can't sit there and say, "Oh, if he was that big of a feat, why did he need help?" Well, for the simple fact, you got to understand, Yamwatch had a hack. Even with all that hacks, he still had to get serious against Ichigo. Because his hack was to be able to see and bend reality itself, to change it to his will. You've never, the Mother of Chakra, she was able to change, she was able to go into a different dimension that she's already created. But it's different from when you can bend reality itself. When you can bend reality to the will of yourself, I'm not saying he's sitting there turning niggas' skin into, I'm sorry for using that word. I'm not saying he's turning people's skin into marbles. I'm saying whereas you can, like he did with Ichigo, spoiler, he went in when Ichigo was fighting him, and and he also locked his 2 swords. He simply just disregarded his Bankai. He said, I just went into a certain time and present where your Bankai, and I changed it to where it's broken, and spoiler, like I said, he broke Ichigo's Bankai, and Ichigo's new Bankai was just, he combined his 2 swords where his form, and that's another thing you gotta understand, even in the anime when they were showing Ichigo then, his Bankai was never complete. So think about it, when he had it complete, his power just skyrocketed. So you already think he's fucking lightning level? Now oh my gosh, just the speed and the strength is just off the charts. You think just because you've seen him cut down mountains and have Bijou bomb level is beyond that, because his settle was way beyond that when he was a hollow, and then now he learns he learns Grand Settle when he fights Yamwatch, and he shows that how powerful it is, and now he has access to Vassal Lord's form while complying on toppling all on that. So think about it, now he has a completed power and he knows how to control that other. So it's the multiplication, the multiplier is just off the charts, which puts him in the stance of he is too godly. You think Mother of Chakra was godly? That's too godly. I'm not saying it's godly because for example, in terms of fighting ability, because yes, their name implies death gods, shinigamis, a god. He was in human form. Yeah, he probably can't beat Naruto. And you're like, oh yeah, Naruto catches him off guard. But no, we're not talking about in a situational battle, because even in a situational battle, we've shown how he's versatile in a situational battle. He needs to disband his body and all that. He already has precautions to set stuff that's set up for that. But in the terms of just pure battle, put them in the room, Naruto's not walking out of that without dying. I'm not saying Naruto probably doesn't have what it takes to even... No, I'm not even that. Let me call that. Like, just pure ability-wise, Naruto does not have what it takes. On top of that, Ichigo also has a better fighting instinct. He's been training to fight ever since he was a kid, ever since he was 3 years old. Even though he was a soft, he always lost to his friend, his childhood friend. He's already stated. Now, you can't say, okay, statements and it's never been proven, but it's never been proven. She's always been beating him his whole life, but so you can't take away the statements either. He's already better hand in hand. He has a better sense of fight. Okay, no, I'm not saying that because, Naruto, Ninja Village, fighting, yeah. But he has a higher, he's been, they're fighting, his fighting senses is way different. He's fought villains and he has opponents who are on side, who he's fought and trained with, who have above power like that. He's been in more death, more like live to kill situations. He's dealt with just too many versatile enemies. He's just Ichigo is just something you can't just say Naruto will topple. Because what? That's a man versus a god. This is not. No, it's not like you can. This is not no Batman where he can just grab kryptonite and die Ichigo. No, it would not happen like that. It's you got to be able to even hurt him. You got to be able to touch him, which Naruto does not have. Never ever have we. Now the only way he'll be able to even lick this dude boots. Yeah, he would have to go into Naruto's form, but even with that, on top of that, he would simply not even Bankai, because now his power is complete. He has, but even if he did say Bankai, he fought him and he pushed him even to some liquor form away. He pushed him into that other form where he can control the Vast Lord form when he combined it. You're not touching Ichigo Kurosaki to fight somebody who can bend reality, to fight somebody who was compared to the #1 Soul Reaper, who has ungodly amount of power, which we all know. He fought. That makes that you can sit there and say you can compare them. They're on capable levels. You can't just deny what Ichigo can do. He's just such a ginormous powerhouse. He even without it, like he's just too big of a tank for Naruto to even dream of taking down. That's somebody he has to take down with the help of Sasuke. But even with the help of Sasuke, the only thing they can do is hope to bind him up with Genjutsu. But all again, in the end, this is not. I don't want to say this is facts. This is all purely off opinion. Now, if you have a different opinion, you can tell me in the comments. But for all that, tell me what you think. Leave a thumbs up, thumbs down. It doesn't really matter to me. Peace.